Still seeing your friends and other people suffer and passing away, it was devastating. And still trying to maintain focus in school when all this chaos is going on around you. Welcome back to Teaching with Tenia. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, because I am letting you know my experience with COVID during my whole college experience, which I basically never had one. So let's get into the video. I started college, I graduated from high school in 2019, and basically that was the last normal class. The class of 2020 did not have a graduation. Some schools were able to hold some graduations, but other schools did not, because of you don't know who has COVID, and with family, friends, all that. So thank God I was able to graduate and have a normal graduation, but my heart goes out to all those who didn't have a graduation. And so basically I started school in August 2019, my college experience. So my first semester, my first semester in 2019, fall 2019, was normal. Got to live a little bit of that college experience, being away from home and experiencing all of that. And then we had no masks. We were super close together. We had a regular basketball season. It was just what you would have thought was considered normal at that point. And I was super excited to be there, but all that started to die off when there were I could remember hearing about COVID in November my freshman year. I remember hearing about something of COVID, but it was in other countries, and basically we were told that we didn't have to worry about it, all that stuff. So then December rolls around, and basically we're still doing normal stuff, all that college experience. Like, we got to finish the whole basketball season. Mind you, the basketball season is from October all the way up to basically the end of February. Championship games, playoffs towards the middle of March. The beginning of March. So we went through the whole season normal as well, and basically it was just normal. What I consider normal is we were able to go to chapels and be close to each other and worship together. It was so much fun. And also our team didn't have to get tested, and it was just what you would expect of a normal college experience. Then when March hit, we had just finished our basketball season because we didn't make playoffs that year. So we were all depressing from basketball. We were so excited to go on spring break. But after we went on spring break, basically everything was shutting down. And I'm from Virginia, so every state had their own policies, because I go to school in PA. The rules were just different everywhere. So I went back home for spring break, and then my school extended the spring break for a week, and then another week, and then another week. And then I'm not going to lie, at first I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about it, but then it started, when it hits close to home, you start to worry about it. So once I realized that we were not coming back, I was so stressed out my freshman year after our season. I did everything I had to do, homework wise, for spring break, so I could just relax, all that stuff. And then it got extended, and oh, we actually have to do schoolwork. I left my laptop in my dorm room. That's how stressed out I was. So I'm oh, we actually have to do schoolwork now. We're doing school at home. I have to go get my laptop. So I was able to arrange with the school. It was literally just me by myself, my mask on, everything. That's when masks started being mandated, and I just had to wear my mask to go get my laptop. I drove all the way back to PA from Virginia to go get my laptop. And then I'm wow, we really aren't going back to school. Once I was home for a good 3 weeks, and then you hear this school canceling, this school canceling, this school getting extended spring break, and it was just okay, now we're in a month in this thing, and basically everything is shut down. It was so scary. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Watching the news, I had to stop watching the news because it was scaring me, and I was at the end of the day, God has it in control, but it was outbreak after outbreak, and slowly but surely, like, creeping into my area. So once you hear cases started to rise, all that stuff, like, it started to get scary low-key. And I'm not usually afraid of a lot of stuff, but with something you can't control and you just see people passing away left and right, like, my heart was broken. And then that 2020 class had to not graduate, basically, because nobody knew what was going on, and everybody was just in survival mode and doing school online. And a lot of schools were not prepared to do school online, and I actually just wrote a whole education paper on that. But just like the inequities with people that didn't have service, Wi-Fi service, to the people that did, all that stuff played a huge part of it. But everybody was just trying to survive. Nobody knew what was going on. We thought it was just going to be a week, then weeks turned into months, and then now months have turned into years. So I was at home the whole spring semester after March, the rest of the spring semester after March, doing classes online, all that stuff. It was even scary to, like, go outside your house to go get groceries. It was just like everybody's locked down, but you need to eat. Lockdown, wearing masks, all of that. Some states had mask mandated, some counties had mask mandated. It was literally rules everywhere that you just had to follow and wear your mask. Moving on into now, we have been in the pandemic for a minute. Thank God my school was able to be in person all of last year. Many schools were just online or just virtual. The teachers probably went online, but the teachers went in person, but the students were online. So having to deal with that as an educator, I can only imagine. I'm not even teaching yet. But we're still seeing the effects of how COVID has affected students, and even, like, with me, like, getting used to technology, all that stuff. It was quite the experience. But for anybody who was affected by COVID, I just want to say, like, stay strong and keep fighting. If you lost loved ones, it's a very serious thing, and as much as I wanted to, like, get out of it or, like, be done with it, like, it's still a reality. And to be honest, it might be even our new normal, but only God knows what that may look like in the future. But going back to college, we had to wear a mask all last year. Cases went up, but our school was still able to keep things under control. And then basketball wise, we did have to get tested 3 times a week. Some of it was up our nose, some of it was in our mouth, just to make sure we were completely negative. And I'm so thankful that we were able to do that, because, like, that was basically my sophomore semester, junior semester, to be able to play teams that were outside of our division, and just to get better in that way. But still seeing your friends and other people suffer and passing away, it was devastating. And still trying to maintain focus in school when all this chaos is going on around you. Mind you, I am an education major, so schools didn't even want to talk to us because they didn't know what they were doing. And then towards the end of the semester, my school year last year, vaccinations started rolling out. Who can get vaccinated? Different categories of people, like older people, older women. I forgot exactly what it was. And then college students eventually were able to get vaccinated. And so once the vaccinations were able to kick in, a lot of facilities, restaurants, all this stuff started to open back up a little bit, slowly but surely. But we can still feel the effects of it. Like, even though things are open back up and it seems like we're going back to normal, there are new variants, all this other stuff. So my school handled it pretty well. College with COVID, of course, I was scared, but at the end of the day, knowing that if I did what I had to do, like, to protect myself, whether that was Lysol, Germ-X, all that stuff, making sure I could do what I can to stay safe and keep my teammates, roommate, everybody safe, just wiping down stuff, constantly cleaning. It did pay off, and thank God we were able to be on campus the whole semester, because I know that wasn't the case for so many people. Heading into my 3rd year of college, but basically my 2nd year during a pandemic with COVID, people are going into quarantine, out of quarantine, close contact, like all that back and forth since I've been here. And it's kind of scary, like you don't know who you're around or who has it. So I try to wear my mask to be safe, because you also don't know who's vaccinated. It's illegal, I think, to ask for somebody's vaccination card, like all that stuff. So nobody knows who has what, and it's basically like trusting God at this point, and then doing what you can do to keep yourself safe, your immune system up, all that stuff. My takeaways from COVID is that you never know what people are going through, especially because we were so isolated. Reaching out, whether it's text, phone calls, like all that stuff means a lot, because you never know when your loved ones will be gone. But also, you also never know like what can happen a few months from now. We're still literally going month by month, figuring out where the cases are, what are their little litigation policies, like all that stuff. So we are still very much in this pandemic and dealing with it. Every country has dealt with it differently. So I'm not sure when we're going to be out of it. Only God knows, to be honest. But just allow yourself to feel every emotion, like whether you're scared, upset, confused, like feel those emotions, because those are healthy. But also focus on what you can control. Talk to your loved ones, stay close to them, and then do what you can to be safe. So that was my college experience in COVID. I'm still very much in it and trying to navigate this whole year as a senior, and then looking for jobs in the future. And in the education field, what that may look like. We're not even going to talk about what COVID did to the education system. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the like button down below. See you guys.